we're here with Master Gardener Rick Mann. He's been part of the Horticultural Society in St. Mary's for years, and he's got this beautiful garden in the country that he's allowed us to come visit. And so, Rick, this is a new piece you've added in this year. Can you tell us about it?
The wheelbarrow had rotted out, so rather than throw it out, I decided it would make a... People call them fairy gardens. I call them miniature gardens. But everything in it is secondhand, except for the plants. There's 26, 27 varieties of plants in here. They're all acclimatized to this area, so I should be able to leave them out all winter. So we'll see next year. I would say that they probably will. I'll probably have to take this in because it's a ceramic piece. So I found that at a second-hand store, and for some reason it had holes all drilled in it. I think it was a toothbrush holder or something.
Oh, wow.
That makes a great little planter.
That's great.
Hedgehogs are big over in England.
Yes.
We don't have them. And all the fairies and everything, you find them at second-hand stores. Some young man in St. Mary's made these. I got them at the Pass It On store. Just made out of junk metal, spikes.
So a lot of your pieces, your sculptural bits, they come from second-hand stores.
They all do, yeah.
That's so great to get reuse some beautiful objects and make a. I love the rooster horse here.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
That rooster I inherited when I moved here, and then just this winter I found the wagon on an auction online.
That's really fun.
Yeah, you know, to try to buy something like that new would cost hundreds of dollars. I got it for $25.
Yeah, that's super fun.
Yeah, that shell is actually a planter. Who the hell would use that as a planter? I don't know.
It's massive.
Yeah. So it's an old bird bath just stuck on top of the plant.
Okay. I like putting things together to create a new object.
Oh, I do too. I think of it as surrealism in the garden.
Mm-hmm.
You know how there's always random objects in a surrealist painting and you don't know what they really mean?
Right.
They mean something, but you just don't know what it is. I even got a couple of Ganeshas. For some reason, I just think of something and it shows up in the second-hand stores. Like, who would believe that you would find a gold Ganesha at a second-hand store in Stratford?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. And I have a friend who I talk to online all the time, and she's from Mangalore in India. And I was talking to her about Ganesha, and she said, well, just send a note out to the universe. So I did, and not one but two showed up that winter.
Wow.
So now they're hidden all around here. And all of this stuff, I mean, it just, people are throwing it away. I got this at $1, at a second-hand store. Whoops. Yeah, this is just sort of a contemplative place. Nobody ever comes back here. Nobody ever sits back here. But in my mind, I thought somebody would sit here.
It's very calm. That water feature is so nice.
Yeah, it's not overly done. You know, it's not a big splashy water feature, but it's nice. And that's a take on Japanese gardens. They believe that you should have water everywhere in your garden, and I agree with them. Mm-hmm. I love having the sound of it.
Lots of Buddhas I see as well.
Yeah, and that are, again, I think I got one at a grocery store, and the rest all came from secondhand stores. So I think people must give each other Buddhas and then not know what to do with them, so they sell them.
Yes. Now what's this tree here?
I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. Anybody out there, if you know what it is, let me know. It's a huge leaf tree. You can't hurt it. I hack it back all the time if it gets in the way of the walkway. But I love the size of it. A lot of stuff just grows naturally here. I don't know what it is.
Well, I find a lot of the birds leave things for us. We have a whole bunch of currants underneath trees under the apple trees.
This is a good example of using stuff. These Buddhas are all from the dollar store. So you got about $4 invested there. The hands were from a secondhand store. They were some store display. And I found this to go in it. So it makes a very peaceful sign. The screens I got at auction for about, I think, $20 or so. So they'll be, before the season's over, they'll be covered in pink morning glories.
Oh, I see. You've got them in a container behind.
Yeah, they'll go up the back.
That's a great idea.
So anytime you've got an open fretwork like that, you can put climbers on them. Metal rusts, wood deteriorates, but it's all part of nature. I just let it happen.
I always think it looks better when it's got some kind of rust or patina on it.
Yeah, me too. This setup is all new this year. It's my take on a Western theme because I had rescued all these horns from secondhand stores again. Interesting thing
That's
about
fun.
aloes, most people think that they need a lot of sun. They don't want a lot of sun. That one was so badly sunburned I could hardly keep it. They keep their green better in shade.
Yeah, mine did that this when I put it out too this year. So
Yeah. Great plant to have around though.
oh, it is very healing.
Yeah.
That's a fun container there.
Yeah, I forget where that came from.
Oh, and there's even, I didn't notice the embossing on these containers.
Yeah, they're South American. I think the two of them I got at auction for under $20.
Wow.
You know, and they just make great. I put all my bamboo canes that I use in my garden, I just throw them in there.
They're handy and they're sculptural at the same time.
Yep. Now that's a guy from Lucan. I can't remember his name, but that's one of the few new things that I got. And it was shiny, which I hate. So you bring it home and you spray it with vinegar, and within 24 hours you've got it nicely rusted. So just vinegar and water, and it tones it right up.
It's got movement to it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like his work.
That's fun. And I see lots of poppies in here, Rick. You were saying you direct seed them?
Yeah, I direct seed all my poppies. And then I collect seed. It's just what I do, you know, so anything that's got seed in it, I collect it till next year. But these are so easy because this one's just about done. They throw a nice big head. They'll be
The seed heads are beautiful too.
Yeah. Yeah, up front, the perennial poppies that I've got, I leave the seed heads all year. I think there's about 18 varieties of daylilies in this area. I'm not sure what that plant is because I got it at the plant auction in St. Mary's that the Hort Society has.
Oh, it's
Which
huge.
is a good idea for any of your people on Facebook. If you want good plants, go to the plant auction at the St. Mary's Hort Society for half the price, and you know that it's naturalized because one of the members of the society has grown it, so you know you've got a good, healthy plant.
Yeah.
You don't always know what you got. This thing grows to over 8 feet tall.
Is it a yellow bloom?
No, it's a purple bloom.
Oh.
It's a purple fuzzy flower. It's still a ways from blooming. It's just starting to set head now. A totally useless plant for me because I'm like 5'7". I can never see the blooms. Oh, it's cooler in here. Yay.
Oh, it's amazing the difference.
Yeah. So back here, I got into succulents a few years ago, some of these are looking pretty rough because it got too much sun, and the sun was too warm, too strong in May this year, so they got sunburnt pretty badly, but they will come back. All of these have to go indoors for the winter. So anything that's sitting on the furniture goes in.
And that's different from the hens and chicks, which are...
Yeah, hens and chicks have to stay outside. If you take them inside, they die.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they hate it inside. They grow, hens and chicks, or sempervivum, they grow on the side of mountains. So they're used to being really awful soil.
Okay.
And really cold. So they want to be frozen. They like it much better. They don't like a lot of water. They don't like a lot of rain. So when you see some of these, they're all the pots are on an angle so that they drain better. So this stuff is all, you can get them right down to little ones like that.
Now, are those all plants that you can keep outside?
Yep.
The little yellow is a sedum,
It's a sedum, yeah.
Okay.
So there's just a sedum and hens and chicks. All of these stay outside, but what I do, because of the clay pots, I bury the pot up to the line of the land, and then leave the hens and chicks above that.
Okay.
So that they get the frost, but the pots are what'll go on you if you leave them out.
Okay.
They'll just shatter. Same with the shells. I bury them up to the line of the soil.
Come over and look at those shells. It's a beautiful display here. And again, you said you found these shells in secondhand stores?
They're all from secondhand stores locally, yep. I discovered a couple of years ago that you could buy them cheaper than clay pots. So I decided to start experimenting with the shells because you've got to remember these plants are really shallow rooted.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite ones.
Isn't it sweet? Wow.
Defies belief, actually, that you can do that with a plant. And this little guy's coming to flower. You're just a bit early for all of the hens and chicks flowers.
Yeah, they look like they're just about to explode.
Yeah, probably by next week.
It's like a carpet.
Yeah, there'll be hundreds. And each bloom is going to have probably 20 individual flowers. So there'll be literally thousands of flowers here by next week. They're not a terribly attractive flower, but they're pretty in their own way.
And you said when they flower, that part will die?
Yeah, this whole plant will die.
Okay.
So they don't come to flower until they're maybe 2 to 3 years old. And it's just their way of thinning out. Because you see, I've got all of these in through here are going to die, but there's babies already all around them.
Right.
Right? So they're not even going to miss them. Not even going to notice that they're gone.
And when you started this area, how many plants did you put in there?
This was here when I came. Dad had 2. So there was a red one and a green one.
Oh, okay.
There used to be a pond here. And so I filled in the pond. But this would have been at the edge of the pond.
Okay.
And then I just started spreading them out. They get bigger and smaller. They go into containers. They come out of containers. I play around with them. This is a nice one over here with this is just the first year for this one. It's in an old stump. I love the way it's sending its babies off.
It's gorgeous.
And that piece of wood is literally totally useless for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But all you have to do is just nature had started to put a hollow in the top, and I just thought, well, I'll just expand on that hollow a bit. Every time you move something, you got to rearrange.
Makes for a whole new garden every time.
Yep. Yeah, you find things that have been buried. And So this is a nice yellow lupin. I love lupins because I used to live in New Brunswick.
They're one of my favorites, but I haven't had the best of luck with them.
They're really tricky here because they like it really cool at night and damp.
Okay.
And they hate humidity. So there's 3 strikes against it.
Okay.
Right, but this spring was really, really cool at night, so the lupins did really, really
Oh,
well.
that's good to know. And what's this frothy looking thing?
This is an anemone. So this is just going to seed.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it's even softer than dandelions. So it's a nice white flower, and then it throws off these seed pods.
Oh, I like
And then the seed pods split, and then you still have a nice seed pod underneath. So it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like wool.
So will that seed itself somewhere else?
Presumably. I haven't seen it do it, but presumably that's what the plant wants.
Yeah.
I put one plant there a couple of years ago, and I do have a few babies down in through here, so I'm not sure how they're doing it, but I think it's through seed. You see down here, I've got a couple of babies.
Oh, yes.
So it is spreading.
And the dailies are getting ready to burst here.
Yeah, we're probably a couple weeks away, but it's coming. You always have 1 or 2 that are the first ones out. I think this one usually doesn't bloom until almost August, so it's a bit ahead of itself. It's a double orange one called Kwanzaa. What else we got? Oh, I use a lot of paperweights around the garden too. You can usually pick these paperweights up at secondhand stores for $3 to $5, but they reflect the sun so nicely. Just gives people something to look at, takes their eye away from the plants, and then it goes back to the plants. See, I'm missing one here.
So do you do anything with these little silos here?
That's where my junk's stored all winter.
Ah.
So all this stuff goes in there.
That's nice.
Yeah, they used to be for corn. This was my grandfather's place, so I've always been putting things in the ground when he was here. And when I live in apartment buildings, I used to have the whole balcony would be containers. So I'll be back to containers again because I won't stay here forever, and when I have to go downsize, that's why I'm getting into succulents, so that I can figure out how to do it out of containers, because it's different. It's a different type of gardening. Having this much land is insanely what? Takes a lot of work, but there's a lot of reward.
How much area are you gardening?
I'm probably gardening a full acre by the time you add up all my gardens, because they go all the way around the house and out into the field. And yeah, during the spring I'm working 40 to 60 hours a week, and then this time of year I'm down to maybe 20 hours a week, and it's mainly just maintenance at this point. I just wish more people would come out. I wish more people were here to see, because it's a very healing garden, you know, and you can get rid of the stress just by walking out here. I have a friend who comes up every week to help me from Cambridge. She comes up for 2 days, and she just wants to sit some days because she's not used to hearing birds. You know, we forget. St. Mary's is blessed because it's city, it's town and country, but you need the getaway. And I feel so guilty not sharing this because I'm just a caretaker, right? The plants are the thing, and I don't know. People are hesitant to come out. It's not like you're coming to my house. You're coming to my garden.
Yes.
You can come anytime you want. There's no gates. But yeah, give me a shout.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your garden with us today, Rick. It's been amazing.
No problem, Heather. It's nice to see you.